We are back in the Drow city, and I think we are going to explore it all this time. Slowly, I suppose. I still have this mage. The task of rescuing a matron's mother's daughter from the... okay. But if I get out of the city now, right? Because I have to get out because this... the main cavern is out.
You came across me when you did.
Consider it done.
Good things.
Won't our spell stop working? Because the dragon said that we could enter but not exit, or something like that. Didn't she? She has turned me into the likeness of a drow with the name Baldur and bade me to enter the nearby city. Okay. Yeah, I thought she mentioned something like these guys will get you in, but then you can't come out. I don't know. I thought it was something that had to do with the main door here.
I will do my best.
All right. So let's.
To walk apart from house and creed is to walk into.
Do you wish to see the magic I have acquired? I have a magical device fashioned by Drow hand, as well as some taken from lesser races that did not deserve them. What do you... oh, you have spells. So you have a cloak spell? No, right? No, you don't. How weird. Will I ever find that that spell? Huh. Well. Okay, tame magic is dangerous enough. Your wild magic, Mira. Why use it? Why endanger those around you with powers you cannot control? Oh, hi, Valigar. I thought you might ask me something like this. So, is increasing your power worth more than the safety of your companions? No, You haven't thought this through. You are irresponsible and power-hungry as the rest. Power-hungry, that's not... I wouldn't use that word to describe her. Do not bully her, Ranger. I don't know. When you put it like that, can I get back to you on this? Yes, surprise me. He kinda has a point, but...
Yes. To walk apart from house and creed is to walk into the grave.
Welcome to my store, brother. You will... welcome to my shore. You will find my blades true and sharp, none are better. But remember well that I will not replace anything once it has been exposed to the surface world. Adamantine weapons and armor decay once outside of Lord's dark embrace. Is there nothing that can stop such decay? No, and of course we would wish it no other way. It would be a great insult for those of another race to carry Drow weapons. Doesn't that make extended forays to the surface difficult? The Drow do not make extended forays to the surface. There is nothing above that we need. We only occasionally raid for specific reasons. You should know this. Yeah, apparently now the dialogue is letting me get away with all the things that I don't know. Like, nobody is exposing me, basically. Of course. Now let me see what you have in stock. Do you have anything interesting? Fire tooth. Dagger of throwing. Returns to the wielder's hand when thrown. Great. I think this throwing knife is imbued with magical fire and was supposedly carved from an extracted red dragon tooth. Tavern tales suggest that the beast is still alive, her anger fueling the enchantment within the weapon. Though fanciful, the story is consistent, and it is said the dagger returns to the thrower as though on wings. I'm gonna buy this. Yeah, that's not that much money. I'm gonna give it to Nira. The Sentinel. Armor class +5. God, I'm tempted to buy this. Oh, restoration. Let's buy some. Just in case somebody gets a drain effect. Cone of Cold, Shadow Door, Monster Summoning Tier 3. Great. I think somebody else has it already in here. Okay. I will think about that shield. You know this thing? I was thinking, it was reminding me of something. And it reminds me of those monsters in Dunes that... the spice monsters? No, the spice monster. The monster that travel through space through spice? Those monsters, I don't remember their name.
The destiny of the drow is to conquer all.
My daughter is about to come of age, but there are no passages to the surface for the blooding. God, that I think... God, this just made me think about something. We intended to buy a surfacer from the merchants and allow her to hunt it in the caverns, I think. My daughter is about to come of age, but there are no passages to the surface for the blooding. Could be something else, you know. Good God.
Do not question the matron mothers.
Enter and welcome to my store. I offer potions of draw design as well as the work of the finest enslaved alchemists. What have you need of, brother? I would have thought draw potions finer than any other. Why carry anything else? There is nothing better than draw craftsmanship or alchemy, but we also take what we wish from those undeserving. You should know this. Do you have the... yeah. I'm gonna buy a couple of those. Oh, I finished my inventory space? Nah. Really? Okay, let's give this to Nira. So I cannot equip weapons while shape changed? What is this about? What is this about? Now I can't equip it anymore? Well, that's stupid. This is really stupid because it has no reason. There's no reason for that. Oh, God. This game sometimes pulls out some nonsense. There's really no reason for that. So let's talk with this guy. Oh, we have an Amber Hulk. He doesn't want to talk to us.
To walk apart from house and queens.
I greet you, male, in the name of the Spider Queen and all the glory that is Astnata, the first city. Would you care to take a look at the wares I have available? Sure. What do you have? I still have a strong gnoll captured leading a group of its fellows on the surface. Tortured and then sold to me, but it is healthy. 500 gold pieces for that one. Let's see, I still have one of the regenerating trolls left. A patrol partly captured it not far from the city. Stupid beast, but strong. 750 gold pieces for that one, if you wish it. I have a spirit troll. I do not know much about it. A warrior sold it to me 2 months ago. Difficult to feed, but it certainly is powerful. 1000. And yes, I have one of the Umber Hulks left still. The sisters love those ones. Difficult to kill, I understand. I charge 1500 GP for that one. I can buy them? For real? I don't really need a slave. Well, actually, if it was a companion that follows, I would be happy, but I don't know, so let's move on.
Done.
What do you say, handmaiden?
Conquer all.
Do not disturb our lessons. Benefit can be had from these simple torments. I'm going away because that's loud.
The destiny of the drow is to conquer all.
I lead the forces of my house in defense of Natha. When it is required, fool, you would be nothing but fodder in such a battle. You know, I have much work to do before the caverns are dark for the eve. Mail, leave me be. Oh yeah, I was... this... I work. Poor thing.
As you ask.
I think there are humans in here.
Through destiny and might, we shall rule supreme.
I greet you, Mail. What business have you with the master of the slave pens? What are these slaves? Humans mostly, surfacers from a recent raid by the young. All of the possible ones have already been purchased or selected by the handmaidens. I have little idea what is to be done with these ones. Humans make poor servants and they are as blind as Rothy. These ones are not even of use in the fighting pits. I suppose eventually someone will purchase them and donate them to the temple to be fed to the spiders for lost favor. What? How are these slaves purchased? These slaves are available for purchase by noble houses or by handmaidens. All lesser creature exists to serve the greater glory of the Spider Queen. Why are you thinking that you require slaves for yourself? You are associated with no noble house that I know of. Return if a matron mother sends you. Okay, be gone then, for I have much to keep me occupied here. My entire family, why? Ilmater, I pray to you, send mercy to your faithful servant, aid her, and the poor souls that are with her, I beg of you. Priestess of Lost.
Oh, glory for the Dark Mother!
Do not dare to address me, Mail. Look down upon the ground when I pass, and praise the Dark Mother of all drow that you even possess your groveling life. They're matriarchal, the drow. Get away from me, you horrible creatures. I think they are, I'm not sure. I don't remember really, I may have read it somewhere, but this seems like a fact that they have, you know, a matron.
So dark down here.
If we aren't fed to the spiders, we will be sacrificed. My poor people. Hey, Spider. You're cute. I love spiders. Slave girl and slave boy. I saw my farm burn down and now I can't find my mommy. Do you know where my mommy is? Yeah, of course I know where she is. It is one of the dark people. Please don't hurt me. Okay. Some local flavor here. I am going to go around for a while. Yeah, in the last episode I was referring at the game has been very frantic for me in the last in the last hours that I've played. I think I have an issue with the pacing of the last 2-3 chapters, and I feel like
Our stay had best be a short one.
Got no respite from everything that was happening, and I was thrown into one thing and the other. I would have preferred to have had some time in Amn or in Atkatla after we left the shark people. I don't remember their names. Their name. Sawagins, yeah. I wish we had. I guess that we will be having it now here in the Drow City. I feel a little bit pressured still, but I don't know how much time do I have to go to the guy. I should delay as little as possible.
It shall be.
Okay, we are going to visit this place and then we are going directly. Yeah, I still feel like I'm pressured and I'm not liking it because I really need some respite. Personally, this is a personal opinion, but...
Do not question the matron mothers.
Greetings to you, O potent male. Stay for a time if you wish. The group of us here are sharing exploits and tales of the past. Something I doubt you Nazadrans have time for, eh? Why? I have a tale for you if you're interested. Something my house mother once told me, in fact, if you're of a mind, that is. I have actually some questions. I'm not in the mood to be barraged by questions by a newcomer to the city. You're lucky you aren't in the slave pens, if you ask me. Go bother Nim if you must. Anyone. Wow, his attitude just changed, like... First it was potent male, and now is you are lucky you aren't in the slave pens. Is this guy a drow? Because I can't really see. Fine, tell me your story then. Yeah, these people have some sort of I don't know, it looks like sometimes they're saying something, they have some kind of attitude, and then you press continue and then they're saying just the contrary of what they said before. It's a little bit confusing. Excellent. My tale begins long ago when our people first descended into the great depths and dark caverns, during a day when our homes were not carved out of stone and clay. Drow homes were made of twigs and black grasses, grass that many had brought with them into the Underdark. There were few homes, of course, but the largest belonged to the first matriarch. The matriarch led the early hordes of Drow, helping them survive in hostile lands. She was powerful, potent, and cunning, a great boon to her people, who admired her greatly. To honor her, a group of Drow set upon the shark fiends and stole the Poor Sawagins, well, poor Sawagins, well, and stole the throne of their king to secretly present to the matriarch as a trophy. They stowed it in the grass rafters of her hall. That's genius. Well, I guess that Sawagins and Drows would just be good for each other because they may have shared interests. The matriarch arrived in her hall and the Drow warriors went to retrieve the throne, but much to their horror, its weight caused it to fall through the grass rafters and crush the matriarch below. Wow, that must have been a sight. It is sad tale of our early travails in this dark place. And it holds a moral as well. Can you think of the moral, Mail? No, I can't. Haha, the moral, of course, is don't stow thrones in grass houses. Wow. Just shut up. Imbecile! How dare you tell such a moronic lie about the history of our people? Loth will sentence you to an eternity of poisoned agony for such madness. Bah, the Spider Queen has no sense of humor now. Pharaoh, on the other hand... You dare? I shall kill you in the name of the mother of all Drow. Fool! He's mine, and no one interfere. Oh, okay.
Consider it done.
You go ahead.
The best surfacer is a dead surfacer.
Ah, I didn't see you approach. Really. My failing eyes, alright, shall net me a blade in my back soon enough. I swear it. I should be at home, dying properly like an old male drow, rather than here listening to tales so often. Can I ask you some questions, please? Go ahead and ask if you need to know something. I suppose I am old enough that I can sit still and answer a query or two. Do you know anything of dragons in the area? I know of only one dragon that inhabits the near caverns of the Underdark, and that is the ancient silver beast Adalon, she who was sent by our surface cousins to guard the old passages. Yes, that one. What can you tell me about her? It is said that the silver dragon once had a mate long ago, a mate who was captured by our people when we were still dwellers of the southern reaches. The heart of her mate was ripped from its body whole, as I hear. The Queen of the Drow used its heart in a ceremony of great darkness, one that angered an old, pale god of the surface elves. I know not which one, does it matter? When we were driven beneath the surface, sentenced by our fiendish cousins, their god made a pact with Adalon. In return for her vow to guard the old passages to the surface, he would give her what she desired most. At the time of her choosing, when she had grown old, Adalon could call on the god and he would grant her children, acts that would be made real by the soul of her lost dragon love. Or so the story goes. I hold little track with it myself, but then I would never venture into those old passages just in case the tales of her presence are true. She lets the drow slip through, though. Is there any news more recent? Perhaps you've heard of her eggs? Well, I have heard the passages to the surface are open once more, all right. At last the matron mother certainly believes so, gathering their armies as they are. Perhaps Adalon is dead, I know not. Go ahead and ask if you need to know something. Alright, tell me about House the Spanner? A strong house, branches of which you'll find in cities other than simply Natha. Many of the great families have their beginnings here in the first city, yes. The Spanner is high in Lord's favor, and many say that it schemes to place itself above all others here. I know little of such plans, however. Tell me about Lolth. Yeah, me asking these questions is not suspicious at all, right? I'll not be the one to talk over much of the Spider Queen. She's a proud one, Lolth is. And she rules her cities with a careful eye. If you've any sense, you'll never mention any of the other gods. Other gods? Oh yes, Varun, the thief god, and Gaunador, the slime god of the caverns, are two of her most implacable foes. And then, of course, there is Elistri. The Dark Maiden is a good deity of our kind, if such a thing exists. She seeks to turn us from our path of darkness, you see. But such gods hold little track with most of the Drow. Loyalty is paramount. The Spider Queen is a jealous goddess, reserving all worship for herself. Most Drow will not even breathe the names of the others for fear of retribution. Here. Myself, I am old enough to care little any longer. But surely you know all of this. I am not saying anything that any Drow would not know, yes? Overlook my long-windedness if you can. Okay, thank you for being informative. Hello, Barag.
Do not question the matron mothers.
We are telling tales, Mel, of our feats and history. It is an old custom of Natha, something you would be unfamiliar with, Nazadran. Tell me something of Natha's history, then. Something of the city's history, eh? Yes. I suppose you would know nothing of it, ignorant lout. Do you even know of the part Natha played in the scattering? Yeah, if I ask this, I'm an idiot. Because I know what the scattering was, because I remember it from stuff I read. So I mean, if Jean is asking this, how does it work? How does it even work? I mean, I think this is all exposition for any player that hasn't read the books or doesn't know anything. I'm glad there is, but you have to again use some suspension of disbelief to actually believe that these conversations are taking place, because yeah, the scattering then? But are you completely devoid of sense? Your house mother should be flayed alive for her neglect of your instruction. Yes, indeed. When the magical battles caused the collapse of Berinden, the great cavern once held by the dwarves, most Drow were crushed. Only the favored survived. Groups of Drow fled the rubble in every direction, seeking new holds to establish their power, set upon by our enemies. That was the scattering foe. Natha was untouched by the Great War, and hordes of Drow came to our walls for protection. Devourers and Eye Tyrants followed, seeking to eradicate them. For 1 century our enemies waged constant war upon us. The walls of Natha held, however, and we pushed our enemies back in a merciless victory. Many of the Drow then left Natha to find larger living spaces, more resources to plunder, establish your beloved Chednazad among other places. Establishing your beloved. There would be no Chednazad were it not for the walls of Natha. That is the part Natha played in the scattering, do not forget it. What about your own feats? I have slaughtered many in my time, Mail, so do not ask such a question as if I have not. I am as battle-hardened as any in the fighters' societies. I took part in a glorious running 100 years ago, when a cavern leading to the surface was found. I helped raid the communities during the hunt. Many pathetic humans fell to our blades in that running, in memory of Natha. I stumbled into a village of the sub-race known as Halflings. The diminutive worms scattered. I hunt them all. I have their tiny skulls to this day. The running lasted a week before the humans marshaled their defenses. The humans collapsed the tunnel, but one day we shall find another, and I pray to again be amongst the Drow who will take part in the running. I think I'm alright with you, Bara. These are two people are still at it? Don't think there's anything in there. Are you done? 1 gold. Hey you!
To walk apart from house and queens, to walk into the grave.
The blasphemous fool! Now I must go explain this death to the handmaidens. Bah, a foul worshipper of Verun here. Okay.
I will do my best.
Going his own way.
To walk
Ilmrin.
apart from house and queens, to walk
Greetings to you, male. You are one who is recently from Chad Nasad, correct? I have heard of you. We draw gather to tell tales of our conquest on the surface, or dark stories of our past. It is tradition in Astnatha, this place that was the first. What do you mean the first? Oof. You do not know your lore very well if you do not understand what I speak of, male. Surely you know something of our history, no? Long ago, when our despised cousins of the surface betrayed our kind and banished us to the depths, it was near this very place that the Drow first descended. A terrible legion, we encountered implacable foes at every turn through the Underdark. It was in this place that we first gathered together to protect ourselves. Asnata means the first place we gathered, the first place we wrested our birthright of power back from the sentence of our hated cousins. It is from Asnata that we invaded the cities of the stout folk and established the first great kingdom of Telantivar in wondrous Berinden. Berinden and Telantivar both are gone now, but Asnata remains, a reminder of the debt of blood we owe to our hated surface brethren. So, is Asnata close to the surface? Not close, but closest. The passage that winds to the surface is very near here. It is guarded, however, by the great silver beast and close to us. Guarded. What would happen, say, if the passage were no longer guarded? There are many other wards against us, I believe, but the silver beast is the greatest amongst them. If it were no longer guarding the passage, I have little doubt we would overcome the other wards and pay our hated kindred a long overdue visit. Yeah, makes sense. Do you have any other tales to tell? I have few accomplishments yet, male. I completed the blooding but a year ago when I made a long voyage to the surface with 2 brothers. It is a blinding and foul place, the surface. My brothers and I found one of the surface elves, however, a female, pale and delightful to look upon. She was almost too easily slaughtered. We were hunted by elven patrols and my brothers were murdered, but I carried the head of the female back to the Underdark. It was considered a fine trophy for a blooding. My matron was pleased and has sponsored my entry into the Male Fighter Society next year. Any other tales you could tell me? No, not really. I came here more to hear the others speak myself. Okay, let's talk with Zodrin. But I was thinking, the Drow have dark skin, but why? I mean, that would make more sense if they were on the surface. Well, it doesn't really matter. I don't know, I would think that they would be, very pale, because they live down here. But
Victory for the Spider
I think
Queen.
both things are possible. Greetings, fellow male. I am Zodrin, manager of the Fighting Pit. Here the courageous battle enslaved beasts for the glory of Lot and our entertainment. You seem a hardy type. There are several dread beasts that have been captured and await your death blow if you dare. You are a Nazadran, yes? Recently arrived. I have heard of you. There are many here who would desire to see if you fight as well as they say. Of course, if you are pale and cowardly, you need not make the attempt. The Spider Queen, however, respects only those who are strong. What sorts of beasts would you be fighting? We capture our foes in skirmishes in the dark tunnels, male, shark fiends, devourers, eye tyrants. It depends on who survives longest, really. I'm really not interested in this. Then you are a pathetic excuse for a drow, male. Go and quiver in a corner and pray to the Spider Queen that she gives you with a proper backbone one day.
Yes.
Yeah, that's... I don't like those kind of quests. They always remind me of the... Not because it's the first one, but just they remind me of the... What's the name? The arena in Oblivion. Like the Elder Scrolls Oblivion. I probably never done that quest. It's incredible, actually. I've never been the champion of the arena or something like that. I just don't like that. A drow bartender. Is there something in particular you need, male? A mug of black mead, perhaps? Or have you found a partner to retire to the last chambers with?